Thanks for joining me, Scott Ryan here. I find it really fascinating that we are now into the fifth week of the 2013 NFL season, and Tim Tebow, out of all the horrible quarterbacks there are out there that lose, and for some horrible teams like Jacksonville Jaguars, for example, that he cannot make the roster of an NFL team, even as a third stringer. I mean, I cannot be convinced that he is not better than some of the first stringers, some of the starters out there, but not even able to make the roster on as a third string backup. It's pretty clear that Tim Tebow, with him, there is an entirely new set of rules, an entirely different standard that has been developed for this guy. And it's interesting when you look back and how it played out, how making one decision, like going to New York, the moment I heard that he wanted to go to the New York Jets, I knew, and I blogged about it, I did a video about it then, what a horrible idea that was, that he should never have gone to the Jets. He's become a pariah. And it's kind of a weird thing. It's like the opposite of your typical peer pressure. It's in reverse. Like, you have plenty of players in the NFL that have a lot of controversy, drug use, DUIs, battering women, felons, murderers, you name it, they're out there. Coaches are more likely to take a chance on those type of players than they are Tim Tebow, and I believe it's because of reputation. I know there's a lot of people that say the guy can't play quarterback, but just bear with me here. There is a pressure because wherever Tebow goes, people love him. They want to see him play. He draws an entirely new audience. The demographics that the NFL wants. He's bringing in, they want more female viewers. Tebow brings them in. Entirely new groups of people who wouldn't even normally watch football would watch football. He's, from a marketing standpoint, a dream. But then you have coaches and staff wherever Tebow goes, if he's not starting, the fans all are chanting Tebow. The pressure comes to play Tebow from the fans. And if you think about it, if you're a coach, a lot of these coaches, they're thinking, what's in it for me? They don't want to bring that kind of controversy. If they've got somebody that they think is going to be the starting quarterback ahead of Tebow, they don't want all of that. And it's not like it's Tebow's fault. He didn't do anything wrong. But it's kind of like this elephant in the room wherever he goes. It's like he's the Elvis of quarterbacks. As far as popularity and the euphoria that surrounded him. So it's a weird situation. Now, there are people that I got into a heated debate with someone just the other day who was on the Tebow bandwagon when Tebow was playing for the Broncos. And we were all cheering together for Tebow. But all of a sudden he's saying that Tebow can't play quarterback because if he was that good, there would be plenty of teams lined up to take him. That's just not the case for the reasons I mentioned. But also, there are all these critics that talk about Tebow and his way of throwing. He can't throw the football. His mechanics are bad. It's always the same stuff going over. It's one thing to say that somebody has poor mechanics. It's another thing to say that they can't play quarterback. Tim Tebow can play quarterback. Is playing quarterback, being able to play quarterback, is it just the mechanics of your throwing? No. I think being a quarterback on the field is like being a general. If you can win the games, I don't care how low his completion percentages were. That doesn't matter when you're looking at the whole package. If you look back, I remember watching this guy in college for one game. I forget what year it was, maybe 2007, 2008. But they had lost the game early on, and Tim Tebow got out there early on in the season. They lost the game, and he made this incredible speech of determination, so resolute, so confident, the work ethic that he exudes, the confidence that he exudes, the leadership that he exudes, I think encapsulates what makes the difference between somebody being able to play quarterback and being a quote-unquote orthodox passer?
It's just frustrating. I wanted to stay in our hearts and keep hurting. And I just want to say one thing to the fans and everybody in Gator Nation. I'm sorry. Extremely sorry. You know, we were hoping for an undefeated season. That was my goal. Something the floor's never done here. But I promise you one thing. A lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player in the entire country play as hard as I will play the rest of the season, and you never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push everybody the rest of the season. And you never see a team play harder than we will the rest of the season. God
After
bless.
he came out and made that impassioned speech and of determination, he went on and they went to and won a national championship. The guy is just a winner. If you complete 30% of your passes and you suck at throwing, that's one piece of the package. I mean, you have plenty of people with arm strength and mechanics who've gone in and out of this league who've always sucked. They never made it in the NFL. And then you have Tebow, this incredible leader, this person, this general on the field who got it done. All the guy has ever done is win. To all the critics who say he's a horrible quarterback, he can't throw worth a lick, he's a great guy, but he can't throw worth a lick, he's never going to make it. All he's ever done, show me the evidence. All he's ever done is win. In high school, he went to the state championship and won the state championship in Florida. He goes to college. He wins the national championships. He wins the Heisman Trophy. And then, okay, people say, oh, but that's high school, that's college. Well, so what? He went to the NFL. He went to the Broncos. The team had a horrible record. I think they were, at the time he took over, maybe 1-5. He took them on, turned the team around, got him a winning record, went to the playoffs, and won the first round playoff against the Pittsburgh Steelers. All in basically the only year that he played. What has Tebow done to lose the job? I mean, it's bizarre. It's surreal. All he's ever done is win. So he has a stellar record in high school, college, and what limited record he has in the NFL as a leader in the regular season, taking a team to the playoffs and winning. All right? So what do you point to? He goes to the New York Jets, so he's in there for a year and he doesn't even get to play. So is that his fault? Did he do something to lose a starting job? Did he do something in the NFL there that makes him unworthy of even a third-string backup position? No. It was Rex Ryan, and it was obstinate. It was a big waste of everyone's time and money, and he hurt the Jets. And so then he goes on to the New England Patriots. He got to play, I mean, he played a couple quarters in preseason. I mean, he had one quarter in preseason where he did well, and that was the very last one, and he threw some touchdown passes, looked great. But he had a couple bad quarters in preseason with New England, and he ended up getting cut. And Belichick basically said even that he wouldn't rule out picking him up later, but they had to get their roster down, and so he cut Tim Tebow. And it wasn't something personal, but I mean, you're going to judge? What other quarterback do you use that standard on? I mean, some of the worst, I mean, people like Rex Grossman, who came out of the University of Florida as well. I mean, he would get starting jobs for teams like the Bears and the Redskins, floating around, making a career, making millions of dollars in the NFL. You cannot tell me that Rex Grossman is a better quarterback than Tim Tebow. Rex Grossman might have better mechanics, but he is not a better quarterback than Tim Tebow. Not to pick on Rex. I mean, there are some horrible quarterbacks out there that are even starting. But Tim Tebow can't get a third string because he had a couple preseason bad passes. I mean, he wasn't even given a chance. What has he done to lose a gig in the NFL? It's surreal. It really is. Jacksonville, and you know, some are saying that the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars is a Muslim, and he wouldn't want Tim Tebow, who is obviously an outspoken Christian, on the team. I don't know all about that. But the kid is from Jacksonville, grew up in Jacksonville, won the Florida State championship out of high school in Jacksonville. The hometown fans want Tebow. The team is a disaster. What would it possibly hurt to bring in Tim Tebow? I mean, it is a storyline made in heaven. The guy deserves it. There is no reason. He has done nothing to warrant being extricated from the NFL other than being popular. And he's humble. He doesn't even encourage it. But it's a bizarre situation. You got to be kidding. Somebody's got to pick up Tebow. I mean, people are so obstinate. They're afraid. It's like the peer pressure. Oh, there's so much built up now. The pundits and these talking heads, they're like Wall Street analysts. They don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. They're wrong about everything, but people are afraid to come out now and pick the guy because what other people are going to say. Give me a break. The Jaguars are crazy if they don't pick this guy up and give him a chance. They're obviously not running this team to make money. Thank you for joining me. I'm Scott Ryan.